Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to Najjanakumbi. Today we have a relatively short but very important program for FDC party. Our program is going to be relatively short. We start with the anthems, prayer, then I'll introduce everybody around, remarks from the party, acting party president, remarks from the chairman, who invite his candidates. Then the chief electoral commissioner will be given a minute. And thereafter, we come to the end of the program today by chairman making vital announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have national anthems. All the MP present, please, can you raise up for recognition?
One people!
Members of NEC present, can you please stand up for recognition? All members of NEC.
One people! One people! One Uganda!
I'm sorry not to go name by name because we don't have time. All supporters of FDC and members of FDC present, can you please raise up for recognition? Stand up for recognition, not raising up. And last but not least, Mr. Wante Jamal, Vice Chairperson.
One Uganda, one people. One people, one Uganda.
Now I take this opportunity to invite our acting president to give you a few words as we open up this very important occasion today. Mr. Vice President, sir. You are just acting president, that's the best.
That's right. Yeah, thank you very much, the Master of Ceremonies, Honorable Kikonyogo, for this elaborate program. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am called Honorable Fungaro Caps Hassan, the acting party president of the FDC now, and deputy president from the northern Uganda. The role of the president is to provide the strategic direction for the party. And in that far, I would like to say that right now we are on the same thing of the roadmap, the electoral roadmap 2026 for the Forum for Democratic Change. And there have been a number of activities lined up in the strategy of the FDC for the elections of 2026. One of which is primary elections to get candidates. The process of getting candidates in the FDC has got three important elements or stages. One is known as vetting. Once a candidate or candidates have been identified, they have shown themselves, they have expressed interest, the process of selecting the candidate starts with the vetting. The second one is consensus building. And the last one is elections. All over the country at all the stages and all the levels, this is what is done. For the sake of the highest candidate, the highest level, the presidential, all this apply. And the elections are done at the National Delegates Conference. So we are still in the what? Process. Vetting, consensus building, and the elections. All these ones are on the table. Until when we get what? The candidate we need. In my role and my team of the executive that I lead, within this season, we have held a number of meetings and activities which have lined up the things to do. Others have already been done, including working committee meetings, top management meetings, NEC meetings, like the one we have today now. We have been for a meeting of National Executive Committee. We have come to speak to the press and go back to continue with that meeting after this press. I would like to inform you, my dear members of the party and leaders and the people outside there, that FDC is stable. FDC is focused. FDC is on course to the desired destination. I would like therefore to thank all of you, the candidates of the FDC, for keeping the life and the spirit of the FDC alive. One Uganda. I don't have much to say. What I can only tell you is to assure you that we are on course. FDC is stable. We are focused. Our elder, chairman, Jack Sabeti, thank you for the role you play in keeping the strategy, the norms, the values, the discipline of the party as should be. The rest of the things coming, you will tell yourself. I don't have much to say otherwise. Welcome to the headquarters of the FDC. One Uganda, one people.
Thank you, sir. Because I want this program to be relatively short, I thank the President for being very brief. Now I take this opportunity to invite the Chairman and his office to address the country.
Thank you, fellow countrymen and women, the party leadership, distinguished leaders and members of Forum for Democratic Change, our guests. I welcome you all to our party headquarters. My name is Robert Centenary, one of the vice chairpersons of this party, representing the office of the chairman of the Forum for Democratic Change. I salute you all. Allow me to also thank our leaders out there, stakeholders who welcomed our presidential candidates that are aspiring for the flag to lead us in the mantle of 2026 election, and also to thank them for making time and resources to move around the country during their campaign. Congratulations. Following a series of engagements with the different stakeholders, who include, though not limited to religious leaders, elders from Teso and Bugisu and other sub-regions, with a concern that consensus building is the best option for the party to arrive at a flag bearer, a series of engagements have been taking place, and today marks almost closer to the conclusion of this engagement. Allow me also appreciate Engineer Honorable Amriat Patrick Oboy for his sacrifice and resilience in the previous election of 2021 as our presidential flag bearer. I'll request that you clap for him. Allow me also to thank both the candidates, the Right Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi and Honorable Engineer Patrick Amriat Oboy, for being loyal to the FDC party, and also the office of the chairman for spearheading these processes that we've been going through until now. As you know, the party constitution and the electoral guidelines are elaborate about how we arrive at flag bearers, which process includes vetting, consensus building, and party primaries. We acknowledge that both the candidates are good, and if the party had 2 flags, we would have given each one of them a flag. But because it is 1 flag, all the stakeholders appeal to the 2 candidates to talk to each other in order for the party to have a single candidate for the good of the party. There are quite a number of processes that took place, and therefore, let me request one by one. We will allow the aspirants to speak to the public through this press conference as we proceed with the next step of this conference. May I therefore invite Engineer... No, please. May I invite our eldest son, Engineer Patrick Amriat Oboy, to come and speak to the public. You're welcome.
FDC oye! FDC oye! James Nathan Nandala Mafabi oye! One Uganda, one people, Ra, Cha, A. Mr. Chairman of the party, together with your deputies, the acting president of the FDC, and all the deputies, deputy presidents of the FDC, the Right Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi James, members of parliament present here, our distinguished elders coming from all over the country who have graced this occasion, members of the National Executive Committee of the FDC, supporters of the FDC, and common Ugandans who have come here, members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen. For purposes of the record, my name is Patrick Oboy Amuriat Boa, the president of the FDC, and up to now, one of the aspirants for the flag, presidential flag, for the FDC in the election of 2026. I wish to thank all of you for gracing this occasion. When I was coming here to make this speech, I was still not sure about what kind of speech to make. And therefore, I would like to straight away apologize that I am not going to read a prepared script. Writes political history in this country, where the FDC showcases its democratic credentials, unprecedented in this country, a high level that has not been achieved by any other political organization in this country. And I am very happy that this is being achieved during my time as president of the FDC. I know Ugandans would like the news to be broken to them immediately. But I will ask you to hold your patience a little bit. But even as you hold your patience, I want to assure all of you here and watching us across the world that today we have a presidential flag bearer for the FDC. That flag bearer has been processed through a campaign that took the two of us, my dear brother Nathan and myself across the country. And when I refer to Nandala Mafabi James as my brother, there is a history, a fairly long history to this, spanning over 28 years now. 28 years of friendship, 28 years of working together, 28 years of crying together, many years of defending this great party, the FDC. At one time, Nathan and I were co-accused and accused falsely of hobnobbing with the dictatorship. Some people who are our detractors, who did not mean well for the FDC, even suggested that the week after, the FDC would have been handed to the NRM. But here we are, standing strong, side by side, shoulder by shoulder, keeping the spirit of the FDC very much alive. And so, this competition, bringing two great friends against each other, was a complicated competition for us. And everybody couldn't believe that I would come up against Nandala Mafabi. But it was real, I would like to say to you. Each of us wants to become president of this country. And as you know, I was there before. But how did I get there? Our choice of candidate, when Colonel retired Dr. Kizza Besigye declined standing for the presidency of Uganda in 2021, was the Right Honorable Nandala Mafabi James. But he was very honest with us when he said he wasn't ready at the time. And so I said, power is ever ready. I will jump in there and we shall see what kind of results will be generated out of this. I am a risk taker. I don't fear taking risks. And that was probably one of the greatest risks of my life. I am happy that it bore dividend and that across the country we disproved naysayers and we said to the world that the FDC still exists and is focused on taking power in this country. My dear friends in the FDC, I continue to pride over the support that I got in 2021, even if in certain cases, at certain times, I felt I was moving just with Nandala Mafabi and a small team. I want to thank you, Right Honorable Nandala Mafabi, for being a worthwhile partner who has walked with me throughout our struggles, and I'm certain that this is not about to end. Today marks a culmination of a process that took the two of us across the country. We climbed the mountains of this country and walked the valleys of this country. We went together on every twist and turn of this country. We spoke to common Ugandans as we spoke to our leaders. We spoke to religious leaders from both sides of the aisle. We also spoke to elders. Then a call from Bugisu came. Bugisu asking that a son of Bugisu should be given opportunity to run as president of this country. And in speaking about Bugisu, I want to recognize Canon James Wanyaka, one of our elders, who asked the elders of Teso to come and join them in a conversation. I also want to recognize a representative of the elders of Teso, Mr. Charles Okol, who was present at that meeting. They did deliberate and agree that consensus building for the party was or is the best option for us. And I want to quickly add that consensus building is part of our democratic practice here. Nobody should even suggest that by what is going to happen today, we water the spirit of democracy in the FDC. No. We are just merely reinforcing what we do best. I want to thank the elders of Teso and Bugisu for advising on a decision that I will be announcing very, very shortly. I also would like to thank the elders from across the country who convened yesterday here at the headquarters to discuss our fate as an organization. And I do not want to suggest or even anybody to think that this fate is the fate of Nandala Mafabi or myself. Far from it, it is the fate of the Ugandan people that we seek to espouse as a political organization through leaders that are chosen. And so therefore, I have taken a decision which may be unpopular with some of my supporters, but this is done in the best interest of the party. This decision is not taken out of cowardice. This decision is not taken out of fear for competition. This decision is taken in order for us to keep our party together, so that we may stay united and move as one into the election of 2026. This decision is about saving the FDC the much needed finances that would have gone in organizing and carrying out a delegates conference to elect one leader. I would prefer, and I'm speaking to the Treasurer General, and he's here, even if the Honorable Kanya has left, his deputy, the Honorable Chambade, is around, that there would be money that would be used in the delegates conference tomorrow should be taken to support our candidates in the election of 2026 all over the country. Before I announce my decision, my dear friends, I want to speak to members of the FDC. Whoever will be announced today is going to be the property of the FDC. we are going to fight for our victory together and not abandon our candidate. We are going to work for the success of our candidate wherever we are in the country. Permit me now, before making a pronouncement, to say something about James Nathan Nandala Mafabi. As I know him as a brother, my own brother, Nathan Nandala represents resilience. And the people of Soronko, Chairman Giruli Livingstone, knows that resilience that I am only a minor in describing. Chairman Giruli is the chairman LC5 of Soronko. Nandala Mafabi represents a person with a big heart. Epitomizes generosity and is a go-getter. I have taken a decision to step down in favor of Nandala Mafabi James and again, gladly so, not with a heavy heart, and before the cameras of this country and of the world, to say that and give assurance to Nathan that if there is just one person who will walk with you in this election, it is going to be me. That the same way you have never abandoned power is the same way that I will never abandon him. And this is a promise that I make to you, not only for the sake of this occasion of politics, but it is going to be a forever promise. I pray that God gives us a long life, so that as old men we will be able to continue with our relationship. Finally, from me, I would like to congratulate you, Nathan, for being a worthwhile competitor and also winning my favor, which is not very easy, really. He has earned it, and I think all of us in the FDC should applaud him for that. In concluding my remarks, I know members of the media who have actually been good. I never have kind words for you, members of the Fourth Estate. But in the last 3-4 days, you have performed exceedingly well. And you put warmth in my heart. We would like to express this to you. Come with us to this campaign. Report on our candidate positively. Report on our agenda positively. I want to say to you, even without preempting anything, we have a manifesto that is in its final stages of being written. And it is a well-polished manifesto which has had a contribution, an input of an expert in economic matters. Media, come with us. What happens to poor after now? I don't think anybody needs to worry about this. And I'll answer that question myself. When a tortoise chooses to throw itself into water, it doesn't mean it's committing suicide. it will enjoy the swim. It is only naive people who will think the tortoise is falling in water in order to die because it's going to swim. I will continue to future in the politics of this country. And I will appear in this election in one way or another, besides supporting the person now who is my candidate. For the walkouts of the FDC, those who thought they would disorganize this party by trading falsehood, loose talk, unfounded rumors, believing that the FDC would die, I want to say to you today is your answer. Die in your own funeral. We are not responsible for that. I see that there are some who are grappling over even getting a presidential candidate and forming funny alliances in order to balance their equation. These are the same cowards who walked out of the FDC. Shame on you. We will never be bothered by your actions. The FDC will march forward and march forward in strength. Thank you very much for your kind attention. God bless you all. God bless Uganda. God bless the FDC. FDC oye! FDC oye! FDC oye! Nandala Mafabi oye! One Uganda! One people! Thank you. God bless you all. Okay. No, this was mine. Okay, enough. Thank you very much. We are happy for that. And now this opens a new chapter in the life of the FDC. Engineer Honorable Patrick Amriat Oboy, thank you for saving us time and resources. I therefore, after this withdrawal speech, I think I can also authoritatively request my brother, the Right Honorable James Nandala Mafabi, step towards the end of that red carpet and listen to my instructions. Thank you. May I take this opportunity to request the one and only Right Honorable James Nandala Mafabi to step forward and speak to the country.
Jack Sabit oye! Fungaro Caps oye! Poa oye! Wante oye! Jofre Kanya oye! Job oye! Mukalas oye! My brother Centenary oye! Wilberforce oye! My Lord Mayor Kasozi oye! Everybody oye! One Uganda, one people. Of course, today is an interesting day. You lack a word to state, but nevertheless, I'll make a few comments. As my big brother Ingeniamrat said, I am not good at English, and I'm not good at speeches, but I'm good at work. So my chairman, Jack Sabit, whom I've known since my younger days as a civil servant, with your deputies, my party president, Ingeni Amriat, and your deputies, whom we come 20 years down the road, my colleagues, the Treasurer General, and your deputy, whom we have known also for a long period, and your deputy, Wilberforce. We know one another from university days. My brother, the publicist, Chikonyogo, and your team, members of NEC. Of course, I cannot elaborate everybody here. Members of the First Estate, our district leaders, supporters, and the country at large. As I stated at the beginning, I have known my brother Ingeni Amriat for 28 years. We met when we were still young. And he has mentioned that we should live together up to the old age. And I can tell you, God has heard your prayer. We shall stay together until we are old men. Unfortunately, I don't think our age or men younger, because I have no issue with anybody in this world. I come from the mountains of the sun. For me, it is really a big opportunity. When I was born, I never knew I'll come and stand in front like today to be declared, while we're yet waiting for Isi, to stand as a flag bearer for president in this country. For me, it is a big honor, and I want to thank all the processes which took place all over the country, our elders, the religious leaders, which included bishops, reverend fathers, our regional cards, imams, district cards, mention it. For the elders of Ogisu and Teso, thank you very much for this process. I also want to add, I saw something from elders from West Nile, and now elders in the whole country for being in our process up to date. Me and my brother Ingeni Amriat, we have worked together. We have shared a bed. We have ever slept on a tarpaulin and ever covered ourselves with tarpaulin in this struggle. We have gone to prisons together. But all in all, we came here ourselves willingly in this struggle. He came from the engineering background. I was coming from an economic background, where I was one of those who worked in the Ministry of Finance in Uganda and in World Bank. We all have experiences from our fields, which we come with, but what is important now is how best to apply our experiences for the betterment of this country. My candidature comes to build bridges where there are no bridges, comes to repair bridges where they are broken. We have no hatred for anybody in this country. Our party is our party of members with respect. We preach unity in Uganda, and as I stated, none of us has ever applied to God to be born in Uganda. We all found ourselves in Uganda, and we must enjoy it. In the mountains where I come from, we grow coffee. If this coffee was not there, I'm sure many of us wouldn't be here standing to talk to you. It helped us to go to schools while we were under cooperatives. And that's why when I was given an opportunity to become a chairman of a cooperative, I knew the purpose, why cooperatives are important. So we have built with this cooperative union to date to support our people so that they can fight poverty, so that they can take their children to school, so that they can get medical attention, so that they can do whatever they can for their lives by fighting poverty. This is not enough. Our education system is for well-to-do. If you have no money, you can't manage it. We need an education system which works for all of us, whether you're in Koboko, or Kasese, or Kisoro. You must attain the best education, and after attaining it, get a job. Without selling land, without selling your children to educate a few. Our health sector is broken. I am worried for my colleagues, the politicians, especially MPs. Every now and then they're getting phone calls of medical bills in Mulago Hospital, in other hospitals, for people where their supporters demanding. This should not be the case. It should be the state to provide medical health for everybody. People have sold properties to take their children, their loved ones to hospitals like India, like UK, like South Africa. I don't think that's necessary. We have the best doctors in this country. I can state without fear, my colleagues I was with in Mwiri, who went to do medicine in Makerere, out of the 28 boys we had, 23 are in South Africa practicing medicine, and are called the best doctors, leaving their country to go and do it in South Africa. These are the people who should come here and work for us. But no, even if they have gone, we still have an educated population of medical doctors. Our roads, of course, in some areas, for us who have moved all over the country, are impassable. But overall, poverty is killing us. That's why our motto for this election, our driver, is fixing the economy of this country and having money in our pockets. If you have money, you have medical. If you have money, you have education. If you have money, you have food. I have stated Uganda is the only good country which God gave us. It has 2 seasons, rain season and dry seasons. But it means we can grow anything under the sun in Uganda. Why is it the agriculture sector, which should be doing well, not helping our farmers? There must be a reason, which must be fixed, and so that our farmers can earn a better living. Whoever has been to Malava, to Busia, to Pondwa, I'm mentioning border cases in West Nile and in Koboko, you will discover that your neighbor, which is the next country, who is just a neighbor, you have better soils, you have better environment than them. but they live better than us, and we have never known why. And this is the reason I am here to answer that. Corruption has finished us, and the corruption is a cost to the country. Money which is supposed to be used for other things is taken in the form of corruption. My government, if I win this election, which I know I'm going to win with all your support, corruption is agenda number one to be fought day in, day out, without fear or favor. If you take money meant for medicine, people will die. If you take money meant for roads, people will die because roads will be bad, accidents. It is a cost to lose people. We shall have a really accountable government and justice for all. All this, we shall do it. I call on the people of Uganda. As a human being, I'm a human being, I make errors. I sin. That's why every Sunday we go to the church, every Friday we go to the mosque. If there's anybody personally I've wronged, I ask for your forgiveness. And I want us to move together on this journey on a clean plate. As members of the party, I request you to talk to other colleagues in other parties to join us in this journey. We come here as a united people. We're fighting for being a united country. We, as I stated, we have no hatred, and everybody who has performed anything in this country did it in his right mind. We thank you, but where you have erred, you allow us to repair it. Nobody will be victimized in one way or the other. My brother Poa, thank you for giving me an opportunity. I knew if it was speeches, you were going to beat me. But thank you for allowing me to be here without your good speech. I will also talk about you for 2 minutes. In this country, you have performed a very wonderful job before you became a member of parliament. You have participated in the construction of roads. You have participated in the construction of hospitals. I know when you worked for CARE International, you did a lot. And I can confirm to the whole country that recently when I was with my brother in Brussels, one Muzungu came and said, "Where have you been?" to him. I thought I was the one who is well known. I confirmed in the world that my brother, you're well known in your professional field. For having left all the good paying jobs and come in the struggle, and for having even participated as a presidential candidate in the last election, to come here today and step down for your younger brother, I think it's a big sacrifice, and I want to take it from my heart and state I am so humbled and grateful for this. I commit myself, I'll work with you, I will never abandon you, and you know, for 28 years, I have never defied your orders. I still remain to be under you until the world comes to an end or we leave the world. To my chairman, Jack Sabit, I am very grateful that your mentorship from your time of civil service to now is the one which is causing me to stand here to speak to people. If I had been defiant, if you had not mentored me well, I don't think I would be here. I have worked under you, and when the party was started, I was your deputy and very loyal. In 2012, I contested to become the president of this party. I lost with 32 votes. I remember you became angry and unhappy, but I told you God gives you 3 things. 1, I have given you. 2, hold on. 3, I've refused. God said I should hold on. And that's why I am able to be here today to answer that call of God. Your support from all the time I've been with you has been enormous. You have never abandoned me even a single day. Now that we have embarked on this big journey, I request you to use all your energy to deliver me to the promised land. I know you'll always be there for me. To my teammate, especially my PA, Najjanakumbi, Honorable, thank you very much for spearheading the campaign up to now. Thank you so much. Where I have not been around because of some international engagements, even local engagements, you have stepped in for me. I want to tell people of Sorot West that the absence of Najjanakumbi has been working with me, and I ask you kindly that whenever you don't see him, he'll be working with me. He's my PA, and I'm going to work with him the journey up to the end. Jonathan, thank you so much. To my secretariat, headed by Cow Pauline Nyamaz. Cow, thank you so much, and your team. Thank you for all the support. I am still here with you, and I promise I'll be there to support you up to the end. You have been good staff, worked an extra mile. The Treasurer General and your team, my younger brother Kanyanda Chambade, thank you so much for where I have not been available. You have stood in to move the party ahead. Today is not for speeches. We shall make speeches at the right time. But I want to call on the people of the Fourth Estate that FDC is the party you should really support. It's the party which means good for this country. It means good. It wants equality for everybody. It believes in justice. We request you to be with FDC. Report positive things about FDC. I can tell you it is the only party which will deliver you, even you, from poverty. We request you to know it, and maybe you could be, you are reporting might be better, but your grandmother is not better, your brother at home is not better, but if those people are better, you are better. So please be with us on this journey. FDC again, go out, become agents of the party, mobilize for the party for all our candidates, from down up to the top. Don't leave any candidate of FDC. And also we're calling on the other members of other parties to join us, because FDC, I believe, and it is my conviction, is the only party which will build this country. Finally, I have asked for forgiveness. I want also to ask for forgiveness for if there is anything our party has committed to you or members, forgive them. Making mistakes is human. And that's why we have our Lord's Prayer, which we pray every now and then and ask for forgiveness from God. And God says, unless you forgive others, please, where we have erred, forgive us. I pledge to serve this country and the people of Uganda as a servant, and our government will be people-centered, and that is our cardinal goal for God and my country. One Uganda,
One people.
one people,
One Uganda.
God bless you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The Uganda version will be given to you after the whole of thing. We'll talk to you in Uganda later. So I take this opportunity to invite the chairperson of the party to make his remarks and then order the party to the next stage.
Just put it here. I find a problem. I find a problem to hold it. The office of the presidency, my colleagues under the chairman's office, all leaders of the party, ladies and gentlemen, allow me first to thank my two young brothers, Honorable Nandala Mafabi and my president, Toboy, for making it easy for us as members of the party. I have not slept for a number of weeks thinking how I'm going to handle this matter. These are two friends, two intelligent young men, but men who also have a vision where they want to go. At times, such situations cause friction. It causes friction, and it can tear apart society and even the party. Therefore, Toboy, my president, and Nandala Mafabi, my secretary general, thanks for making it easy for us to have this day. My work is very easy. It's only to make just a small statement. As you are aware, Article 28(1)(3) of the party constitution mandates the office of the chairman to ensure harmony within the party. My office have been engaged in a series of meetings aimed at keeping the party together to avoid past incidences that have split the party. Today I am glad that this has been done to a logical conclusion. I request you to thank for these two young men for making it easy for us. Having generated a consensus with our aspiring candidates, I hereby call off the delegates conference. I call it off the delegates conference, which had earlier been scheduled for 31st July 2025, to elect the presidential candidate. This is in conformity. This was intended as a result of adhering to the constitution of our party. I take the opportunity to thank all stakeholders, particularly our candidates, for saving the party huge expenditure related to elections of a presidential flag bearer and indeed our other candidates. We shall communicate a detailed program for the flag bearer in the days to come, including unveiling the FDC manifesto. This manifesto has a lot of things in it important for this country. You have heard our incoming candidate, who is our candidate now, talking about how things have been messed up in this country. He has he has talked about certain policies he has in mind. And you are lucky as FDC members to have such a person whose vision looks further than those who have been in this party, in the leadership of this country and have messed up roads, hospitals, whatever. I therefore issue a notice effectively, immediately for the Special National Council to take place on the 13th of August. 13th of August at 8 a.m. at the party headquarters. And the administration take note of that, start organizing for this important occasion. As I conclude, allow me to hand over the candidates to the Independent Electoral Commission of our party. We must follow procedure now to handle whatever is coming. I thank you, all of you. Thank you for coming. God bless you.
The chieftaincy of the Electoral Commission, can you please report here with your candidates? We recognize the presence of our elders who stayed behind after yesterday's deliberations. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We salute you most sincerely for the work well done. So, let's see.
Thank you very much, the program manager, the national chairman, the acting president, members of the national and the National Executive Committee of the party, the distinguished media practitioners, the gallant FDC men and women, and fellow citizens. I warmly welcome you to our FDC headquarters, and I thank all of you who have participated in all these electoral processes since the Party Electoral Commission opened up the roadmap, beginning with the picking of interest forms, nominations which were held, harmonization, voting,
consensus building, I must congratulate you for all those processes you have undergone through. The gallant FDC men and women, I heard somebody stepping aside or withdrawing from the race. Can I ask the Party Electoral Commission, can we get the official communication from the candidate himself so that he delivers that message, he delivers that letter to the Party Electoral Commission? Please, 6 people were interested in this. Then 2 were duly nominated. That is Engineer Patrick Oboy and Nandala Nathan James. But one of them has considered to withdraw, which is very much allowed. In all the legal documents, it allows withdrawal. We follow the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda as amended. The Presidential Elections Act 2005, Act number 16 of 2005. If you are president, then maybe parliamentary, we go to parliament what it requires for withdrawal. That's different, because now the Secretary General comes in, he's the one who endorses your forms. Back now to the presidential candidate. Can we, as the Party Electoral Commission, receive your letter of withdrawal? It is here. Please, countrymen and women, you watch the withdrawal letter written by the candidate himself in his own handwriting. He has now deposited it with the Party Electoral Commission, and the Commission has officially received it. May it be the contents. Plot 1164, Entebbe Road. It is dated the 30th July 2025. Addressed to the Chief Electoral Commissioner, Forum for Democratic Change, Entebbe Road. Dear sir, withdrawal from the contest from FDC flag, presidential flag bearer. You heard him speak here. He himself in his own voice. That was at 11:28 a.m. East African Standard Time. Ugandans heard himself in his own voice. Now me, I am with his handwritten letter addressed to the commission. If I say I, am I referring to Patrick Obo? No. What do I say now? Because he has said I, meaning himself. So he has referred this subject matter, and as you are aware, he says he was nominated as presidential aspirant in the election of 2026 on the 6th of May to compete with other interested colleagues from the party. Having traversed most of the country from the time the campaign started, and having listened to advice from a cross-section of stakeholders on building consensus, he withdraws his candidature unconditionally in consultation with his campaign team. Please. And he thanks us, the commission. He has signed this letter, by the way. And then I see the name, Patrick Oboy Amuriat. From 11:28 of today, 30th, he refers to himself as a former candidate. So we refer to him as a former candidate. And it is signed by other 2 agents of his, namely Fatuma Avalinavyo, who proposed him, and the one who seconded him, Norman Susan Otai. The signatures are there. 30th July 2025. I thank you. I thank you very much. I thank you, actually, the candidate you have stepped down for, and members of the party. Back to you, the program manager.
Before you hand back to me, sir, why don't you sign that you have received it in front of everybody so that you can change his mind when they have not seen it. So please sign it in front of everybody.
That's what boy is saying. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Not now.
Received.
Signing now. The EC chairman has to sign when everybody is seeing that he has received it.
So that we go out.
Yes.
That's what they come to say. Yeah, declaration has to come so that we go out. Yeah.
But handing over the flag to be
It's okay later, no? But to declare and oppose now.
yeah.
So that
You declare him now and oppose, and then the handing over the flag will be done the occasion when they are launching the manifesto. Huh? They declare you. Then after you can hand over the flag on that occasion later. Secondly, we are going to summarize in Uganda for the press.
The Party Electoral Commission has officially received the withdrawal letter. And as I've told you, whereas as a result of the withdrawal of other candidates for election, there remains only one candidate, the returning officer shall immediately declare the remaining candidate elected and opposed. For a presidential contest, the Chief Electoral Commissioner performs the duties of a returning officer. So now, what I'm remaining with is to declare the candidate. These declarations mean a lot, fellow Ugandans. I must tell you, we are in a process of getting the 10th president. For the last 63 years, this country has been lured through legal notices and military proclamations. Decrees. The Defense Council has sat, issued the following decree. So, I am now going to make a declaration. This is the declaration now. Fellow Ugandans, be awake for the declaration all over the country. Whereas the 6th and 7th of May in the year 2025 were appointed nomination days for the party presidential flag bearer, and 2 people were nominated, namely Amuriat Patrick Oboy and Nandala Mafabi Nathan James. And whereas Amuriat Oboy Patrick withdrew as a candidate at 11:28 East African Standard Time. Now, therefore, in exercise of the powers conferred in the Electoral Commission by Article 29 of the party constitution, I declare Nathan Nandala Mafabi James as the party presidential flag bearer 2026. Dated this 30th day of July in the year 2025. Signed, Toterevuka Bamwenda, Chief Electoral Commissioner, Kudeva Richard, Commissioner, Emesu Joy, Commissioner, Lady Priscilla Mpirirwe, Commissioner, Augustine Ojobile, Secretary. The gallant FDC men and women, I thank you for this exercise. It's now my humble duty to hand you over to the program manager, the chieftains of media and public relations. Over to you, Mr. Chikonyogo Joe.
Thank you, sir. Now I will take this opportunity to invite our presidential candidate, because there was some of our members of the press asked us to ask him to address you in a brief in Uganda. So he's going to summarize what he said in English as brief as possible.
Saba mwami Chikonyogo webale. Soke noko ebaza bakulembeze bepate. Chamane waffe Jack Sabiti. Neba deputy be. Ne president wepate. Muganda wange Amuriat. Neba deputy be. Naba kulembeze bonna b'ekibiina kyaffe. Neba supporter. Nyama abamemba ba Fourth Estate abamawulire. Angambye njogera Oluganda nkimanyi bannayuganda bonna bamanyi Olungereza. Naye Oluganda lwengenda okwogera lujja kuba lutono nnyo, kubanga Kabaka bwe yatuwa omwami Kakungulu yavaayo e Bugisu mangu nnyo nga sinaba kuluyiga bulungi. Kale nyinza okwogera Oluganda, njagala okwogera Oluganda lumenyefu naye njagala mu lutwale nze ndi muganda wamwe. Okusooka nnina okwebaza bamemba b'ekibiina bampa omukisa okubakolera okuva mu mwaka 2004 nga Deputy Treasurer General wammwe wena paka nenfuuka Secretary General w'ekibiina. Leero mukwasa bendera yakwesimbawo nga FDC presidential candidate mukulonda okugenda okubaawo mu 2026. Njagala okusaba bannayuganda bonna nti ekibiina kinaabajja mu buzibu bwammwe, kinaabajja mu buwavu, ye Forum for Democratic Change yokka gyetuyita FDC. Tuzze wano bwe munaatulonda tujja kubakolera. Ebyenfuna ya Uganda tugimanyi bulungi era tugenda kubikolesa tulabe nti bannayuganda bonna bafunamu omugaso mu nsimbi zaabwe mu Uganda. Njagala okubabuulira nti slogan yaffe gye tugenda okukozesa mu kampeni nti okulaba enfuna ekolera bonna buli muntu afune sente zibeere muki mu nsawo. Tuzze wano tetuze wano okuleeta entalo zonna, tuze okuzimba bridges entindo. Mwami Kibuko olina okubeera kumpi ombuulire bulungi. Tulina okuza wano okuzimba entindo, si kumenya entindo ezo zamenyeka tuzilongoose. Tetuze wano n'entalo zonna, ffe tetuze wano nga tugamba tugenda kulwanisa ono oba ono, nedda. Tekyagala mutuwe omukisa naffe tukolere Abannayuganda. Tukimanyi bwe munaatuwa omukisa mujja kufunamu ebirungi mu Uganda yammwe gye mwazaalibwa. Mbakakasa nti bwe munampa obukulembeze bwa Uganda ngenda kuba omukozi wammwe anaabakolera, kuba mmanyi gye nava, mmanyi nti bw'obeera n'omukulembeze akolera abantu bafunamu. Njagala tugobe obuwavu mu Uganda. Uganda yensi yokka mu nsi eno erina obutonde obusinga. Ebyobulimi bwaffe twandibifunyemu naye tetubifunamu kubanga tubikozesa bubi. Nzija nsuubiza abalimi nti byonna bye mulima mugenda kubifunamu. Amasomero by'amasomero enjigiriza tugenda kubikolako tulabe nti buli Munnayuganda afuna okusoma ate okusoma okwokulungi si kuno kwa tutuyita ayiseeyo. Enguudo tujja kuzikola, amalwaliro tujja kugakola, twagala buli muntu agende mu ddwaliro afune eddagala, oba oli Koboko, oba oli Bugisu, oba oli Kisolo. Tulina manifesto yaffe tujja kugifulumya olunaku chairman bwagambye mujja kugiwulira. Tulina ebisuubizo byaffe, endagaano yaffe yatukola n'Abannayuganda. Tusaba mu b'amawulire musapootinga ekibiina kyaffe kya FDC kyokka ekibiina jja kubayamba nammwe ab'amawulire okubajja mu bwavu. Ebingi tujja kubyogera olulala naye byonna bino byogedde ku lw'eggwanga lyaffe Uganda. For God and my country. FDC hoye. One Uganda.
I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We have come to the end of our very important occasion. Safe journey home. Hmm?